Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel Legendary MCU playthrough. Today we're going to be doing our playthrough inspired by the Thunderbolts! Pretend I'm doing what Red Guardian does when he says that. So, like all our MCU playthroughs, we'll do a playthrough based on it, and then I'll talk about my thoughts on the film, so full spoilers here. So obviously the true villain, I would say, of the movie is Val. But the Void kind of does his thing. So Sentry's going to be our mastermind. So we've got Sentry on one side. We shuffle 2 wounds into each player's deck before drawing starting cards. Aspects of the Void will be our villain group. I think that's pretty fitting because he puts them all through like their worst crap. So, and then Master Strike as Sentry transforms and cross-dimensional Void Rampage. We transform into the Void. The Void has Wounded Fury, so he'll get plus attack equal to the amount of wounds. He'll get plus 1 attack for each wound in our discard pile. And then his Master Strike is Feast on each player. If this feast on a gray hero, that player gains a wound and the Void transforms. We have Silence the Witness because in all of Val's shenanigans, she's trying to clean up all her loose ends, and her loose ends ended up being John Walker, Ava, Yelena, and what's Taskmaster's? Antonia? Well, and one of them got cleaned up, unfortunately. So Silence the Witness, 6 twists. This scheme captures 3 hidden witnesses. If it already has any hidden witnesses, put those in the escape pile. And evil wins when there are 6 bystanders in the escape pile. We have Cape Killers being our kind of standard militarized goons. And then that Val had, dude, the Holt or whatever his name was. And then our heroes, you've got a couple different options. We've decided to go with the Red Guardian, Yelena Belova, and Winter Soldier. However, you could throw in a proxy for Captain America for John Walker. Also, you could use Sentry because I think he's as much of a hero on that team as as the rest of them. Yeah, so let's hop into it here. There's probably somebody you can use for Ghost too, but I'm not really sure. All right, so let's hop into it here. All right, so we got 5 and 1. Scheme Twist. So captures 3 hidden witnesses. We're going to put something on the bottom. Okay. So as much as I want to do this, we're going to use 2 here for a hidden witness. Regular bystander. We know our next hand will be, oh, I have wounds in here. Uh-oh, so there's a lot of wounds. So our next hand, we don't know what our next hand will be. Let's get another one just in case, and I'll let it go that way, because I don't want to just lose off of some shenanigans. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we'll get one of the wounds that does damage here. Oh, it's a recruit one. Okay. We have a Cape Killer. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3 attack. We're going to discard this to take out this Cape Killer. That's going to let us KO a card from our discard pile. So we'll get rid of that. And then we have this wound here. When you so we can heal it by when you recruit a hero that costs 7 or more, you may KO this wound. We use it to get the last hidden witness, which is going to be young Cassie Lang. You get +2 only recruitable for heroes that cost 2 or less or have size changing. Well, you know what? Strike and Fade has 2 recruits, so we'll get this. Send this undercover. So after we play her, she'll get sent undercover, which goes to our victory pile. Okay. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have a bystander there for the Cape Killer. Okay, all recruit. 6 recruit here. Okay, this is interesting. I think we'll take a couple things. So let's first get Sleeper Agent. When recruited, you send this card undercover. When you fight a villain, you may unleash this from undercover. And if we play a red here, we can draw a card. So it's going to go undercover. Then with the other 3, we'll get Bionic Arm. 2 attack. Play a black here. We get man at a time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we get here. Okay. We have another Scheme Twist. So it's going to put out more hidden witnesses. We're going to put on the bottom one of these Twilight Ops. Okay. So there's 3 there. We'll discard this to defeat this. So we can KO a card from our discard pile. Then, when you rescue a bystander, choose attack or recruit and investigate for a card with that icon. And then we get this. This unleashes back to our hand. So we're going to do a recruit icon, which we get that one. Okay, then I don't want to play this quite yet. So we'll play both of these for the recruit. And then I'm going to use 2 recruit to get the 2 hidden witnesses. So we have Maggie Lang. When you rescue a bystander, return a card that costs 2 or less from your discard pile to your hand. I don't think it really matters. And then we'll do this one. When you rescue a bystander, choose attack or recruit, then hyperspeed 3 for that icon. We're going to choose recruit. I know that this is an attack card, but that way I know I can... Oh, I get 2 recruit from that. Okay. So do I use that 2 recruit to get the last hidden witness, or do I recruit something with the extra recruit that I got here? I say let's use this recruit and get another sleeper agent. And then we'll end our go. Okay. There's that. Alright. We have a Master Strike. So, we cross-dimensional rampage, so we're going to get a wound. He's going to flip over. And then he's going to be 12 attack. Because we have 1 wound in our discard pile, but that's okay, because we can clear it out with this. So we're going to play that. We'll discard this to attack this. This is defeated. We're going to get that KO'd. Then we're going to get this guy back to our hand. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 will get this last hidden witness, which is going to be Comic Book Shopkeeper. Look at the top 3 cards of the hero deck. The player of choice gains 1 that costs 3 or less. Put the rest back in any order. Well, none of these cost 3 or less, but we're going to put them back in this order. And then with our 3, I don't really want a shield officer. I think I'll just get a sidekick and we'll just call it there. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's how he comes back, right? When you defeat a villain, you may unleash. Okay. We have Infinity Tendrils, Wounded Fairy Ambush. He captures a bystander. Right now he is only 4 attack. Can we defeat him this turn? We can, but we're going to have to lose Yelena. But I think that's okay. Yeah, we'll play this, so send this undercover. We played a red hero, so we get to draw a card. So there's 4 attack. 5, 6 attack. Let's take out this. We're going to get a Cypher. Whoops. So he's a hero. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Draw 1, discard 1. And then we've got 5 recruit here. We'll use that to get KGB training. If you play at least 7 other cards this turn, you get +2 attack. So drawing stuff will help. Play extra cards. Mana at time will help. So we'll be able to do all that stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unleashing from undercover. There's a lot of options. Okay, another Cape Killer. Okay, I've got to get some attack going if I can. So we'll play this for the 3 recruit. She gets put under the bottom. We'll play that for 2 more recruit and draw a card. We've got those 2 here. We've got 6 recruit total. I think I want... let's get Twilight Ops. So dodge, we can discard her for another to draw a card. When you dodge this card, you may unleash one of your other heroes from undercover. When you play this card, send it undercover. Okay. Then we're going to attack the Cape Killer by discarding this. This is defeated. We get to KO that. We end our go. And then he's back to 12 because of the wound in our discard pile. Okay. Shadow Man. All right. Let's see what we have here. So we'll play this first. We'll look at the top 2 cards of our deck. We'll discard 1 and put 1 back. Or we'll draw 1 and discard 1. There's this. There's this. Now the question is, if you played at least 7 cards this turn, I get +2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, 7 other cards, so I won't get the bonus for that anyway. So we'll play this to draw a card. That gives us the 5 attacks. We'll use that 5 to attack Shadow Man. That gives us 2 recruit. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 recruit. Ooh, okay. So we have a couple options. We have Death was only a ruse. When recruited, sends on the cover. When a Master Strike is completed or any other player fights the Mastermind, you may unleash this. You may send one of your other heroes undercover. I think we're going to grab this. So we're going to grab that, so it'll go undercover, and then when we a Master Strike or we fight the Mastermind, we'll get to unleash him. And then when we play a red hero, you may send one of your other heroes undercover. We can thin our deck out a bit. And that's a red hero, so we don't get... Oh, I already got that one back. Never mind. That was the magnetic shield one. I don't think I recruited him. Okay. I need to get some stuff going. I feel like this is the insurmountable thing that they dealt with. So, we have a Master Strike. Each player, if we feast on each player, so it's feast on us. If it feasts on a gray hero, that player gains a wound. And then this flips. And then because a Master Strike resolved, we're going to get that back. Okay, nice. So we've got 3, 7. And it says you may send one of your other heroes undercover. Yeah, we'll send that undercover. We've got 4 recruit. We'll use that to get another one of these. So when recruit is sent undercover, when you recruit another red hero, you may unleash this, and if you play a red hero, you get +2. Okay. Really be nice if I can get rid of these wounds. We have a Master Strike, or a Scheme Twist, I'm sorry. That gets put there. Yeah, it does say Master Strike, yeah. And then we're going to put that on the bottom. Don't think recruiting's my problem at the moment. We'll play Cypher. We'll look at the top 2 cards of our deck. We will discard one and draw the other. We'll play that. We'll play that. We'll get to draw a card. That gives us mana out of time, which could be good. I think we'll play this to get the mana out of time, just so that we have it. We have 6 recruit here. We use that 6 to get another magnetic shield. Wait, do I want to do that? We'll get another Twilight Ops, I think. I think that's going to be a better option. And then we're going to end our go. He stays out because we're going to get to play him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our turn starts. He gets discarded. We have 2 attack from him. Another Shadow Man. Okay. So there's 2. There's 3. We'll play this to send this undercover. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll fight the Sentry. Each other player reveals a blue hero or plays an aspect of the void villain from their victory pile as if it was playing from the villain deck. We don't have a blue hero. So I guess we'll play another Shadow Man. And then he transforms. And then we're going to end our turn. That gets discarded. He goes up to 12. We'll draw up. Okay. We have Black Anti-Hurricane. Fight each player simultaneously put the card from their discard pile into their discard pile to the player to the right. So it doesn't really do anything for us. All right. I need to clear out some of that stuff if I can. So we're going to dodge this. It says when you dodge this, you may unleash one of your heroes from undercover. We're going to unleash her from undercover. We'll draw a card. I'm going to do it again with this one. So I think I can do dodging more than once. I guess I better double check. I'm pretty sure dodging can be more than once. I think the thing with coordinate has to be done. Yeah, we can do it. Okay. Coordinate's the thing that can only be done once per turn, but it's because it's red text. Anyway, to denote that it can't be done that way. We're going to do this to look at the top 2. We'll discard one, draw the other. That bumps him up to 13, right? We've got 2 wounds in our discard pile. Sure do. Okay. All right, we got a lot of options here. I think we will first off play this. She goes back undercover. We play this to draw a card. We play this to draw a card that erases the power bump from that. Ooh, combos. We're going to dodge, draw, get this back. Play her. She goes undercover. We're going to dodge, draw to get her back. We play her. She goes undercover. We play Magnetic Shield. It gives us a 2 attack bump for playing red heroes. We have a lot of stuff going on here. So we have 11, 12, 13 attack, which is enough to fight the Sentry, 14 attack. And then a gang of recruit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold on, let's wait a second. Do I want Champion of the Winter Guard or Destroy the Red Room? 1, 2, yeah. Here, let's fight the Void real quick. We'll fight the Void with the attack. Each other player reveals their hand and discards 2 cards with recruit icons. Mastermind transforms. I guess I didn't play this, so I have to discard it, which sucks. Which actually just messes me up. So do I want to mulligan? Well, it's my fault. I should... Why didn't I just play that? I was afraid. I don't know. I was afraid of something and I guess wasn't thinking right. So that prevents me from getting either one of those. Great. Okay, I guess we're getting Magnetic Shield. And we're going to get Strike the Fade. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. How much did I have? I had 7. Hold on, let me undo. I'm going to mulligan that. I forgot about these. I'll get one of these instead, which is going to be Warlock, so we'll get him as a hero. Okay. Mulligan, mulligan, mulligan. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a Demon Form. Alright. So, we have this. We'll play this to send this undercover. There's that. There's that. So it's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 attack. Let's use it to take out Shadow Man for the 2 recruit and get one of these, which is going to be a Forklift Driver. When you rescue Spy Center, put any number of heroes from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. I'll put that on the bottom. And then we'll end our turn. Still haven't gotten rid of my wounds, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have the Master Strike. He rampages, but we now have a tactic for avoiding that, so we're good. Yep. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. So, this is my hand from earlier. 3, 6. We'll send that undercover. 7, 8, 9. It sure is. We'll kill this and get another one of these. When you rescue Spy Center, KO one of your heroes or a hero from your discard pile. We'll KO that. We'll end our go. That boosts up the Void. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a Master Strike. He's going to feast. He feasts on that. So it says if he feasts on a non-gray hero, then we would gain a wound. So that flips over. Nothing I have in here comes back, right? That doesn't come back. Not until we recruit a red hero. Okay. All right. Which we probably can do this turn. We'll play this. We'll play this to draw a card. We'll play this to get the attack. We've got 2 there. And we've got this. So there's 5 attack. We don't have enough to fight anybody, but we can recruit something. So, actually, we're going to be able to fight something. Let's recruit Sleeper Agent. That goes under here. Oh, look at this combo. We get this unleashed. We play this for 2 more attack. Then we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attack. We fight Demon Form. So Feast. If Demon Form feasts on a non-gray hero, gain a hero from the HQ that costs less than the card that was feasted. She does get feasted, so we get something that costs less. We'll get this. And then because we defeated a villain this turn, we get this back to our hand. We play this to draw a card. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. We have 8 recruit. Let's use it to get... Destroy the Red Room. So, oops, 4 attack. It says you may unleash one of your heroes undercover, and then you may send a hero from your discard pile undercover. So we get her back, and then I guess we're going to end our turn because getting 2 extra attacks not going to do anything. All right. A lot of combos there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a Scheme Twist. We'll put that on the bottom. Recruit's not something I'm too worried about. Okay. So, what do we have in here? The only thing we have undercover is this Strike and Fade. Okay. So, we're going to dodge this to draw a card. It's going to give us Strike and Fade back. We're going to play this to send this undercover. We played a red hero, so we get 2. Let's play this first. We'll look at the top 2 cards. We'll discard one, draw the other. Draw a card. Draw a card. Draw... Oh, sorry. This for 2 more attack. Draw a card. Draw a card. We can unleash one of our heroes from undercover, and we can send a card from our discard pile undercover. We play... Do I want to play that, or do I need to play that? So we have 2, 4, 6, 10, 15, 16, 17 attack. 18 attack. 19, 20, 21 attack. So we're going to fight the void. Put all heroes from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. Each other player reveals their hand and discards each name with the card, with any card that has any of those. So none of this gets discarded, but these get put on the bottom. He transforms. We use our recruit to rescue this, this, and this. And then we'll use the rest of our attack to fight the void. Choose one of your heroes that costs 5 or less when you draw a new... Okay, that's it. Okay, cool. So that's the game. Kind of a nice, quick, and easy game. So let's go ahead and count up our victory points. Those combos were a lot of fun. Okay, so 6, 12... Nope, that's not M. 18, 24, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, minus 12, so 48. So 48 victory points. All right, so we're going to enter spoiler territory here about the film on my thoughts on the movie. And no surprise, I really liked it. Which, again, if you guys know me enough, you know I'm basically a shill for Marvel. But that's okay. Let me tell you. Well, before the... So we'll jump to the end real quick. Because obviously the asterisk in the title is is showing that that's not the real movie title. It's called The New Avengers. And as I was watching the movie, especially in the third act, when they fight Sentry gets quote unquote killed by the button, and then they go down and like he comes out as the void and stuff starts falling, and they're just saving people. It made me feel like Avengers. That's some of my favorite stuff is like Avengers 1. I mean, think about the whole Battle of New York. They're saving people. That's like a core part of like them working together as a team to clear people out and all this other stuff while they fight the Chitauri. You got the big sequence in the Age of Ultron when they're saving the Sokovian people. And obviously that's how Quicksilver dies, protecting Clint, who is saving a child. Even Infinity War, I know Infinity War is a big grandiose thing, and Endgame's a big grandiose thing, but Infinity War, the beginning part when Ebony Maw and Cole Obsidian show up to attack, and they're trying to get people off the streets, that is some of my favorite stuff, is just watching them be heroes and helping people. And, I was thinking, well, of course, it's an ensemble film, so you're like, it does feel like Avengers. They're at Avengers Tower, what used to be Avengers Tower, as opposed to what will become Avengers Tower from the first Avengers, and they're working together. And honestly, it was such a nice thing. It was so, it was just heartwarming, and it was very much, my biggest thing I've said about the most recent saga. And my biggest complaint, I would say, is that it feels that, we see all this time between seeing these characters together, and we don't see these characters interact. And this movie was such a nice thing to see, like, oh yeah, Ghost is out there. Rep Taskmaster is out there. And we've seen Yelena a few times, and we've seen John Walker once, but it's like these characters exist, and it's nice to see them come together in a way that makes sense. I think seeing Ghost with Val one time before this would have been a little bit better, but it makes sense, right? She's been basically doing just shadow ops stuff for Val in the past, several years or whatever. We know that Val has a connection to John, and we know Val has a connection to Yelena. So that all fit. And of course Val is diabolical, so like that all fit, right? Like it all fits. And I think, the story, I think it was a long movie, but it felt shorter than it was. I don't mean that as a criticism. It just felt like they go to the bunker stuff happens, they leave the bunker, Bucky gets them, Then they go to New York, and it's like it doesn't seem like, I guess maybe because like the it's like a day when all this is happening. Like it's over a very, very short period of time, so it feels it doesn't feel as long as it is. But seeing these characters interact, seeing these characters together is really where I think the MCU is at its best. Even in the worst instances, when we saw, like I mentioned in Thor: Love and Thunder, how much like my favorite scenes are when Jane and Thor are talking, and they're spending time together, and the moments between those characters, and having those moments between those characters, and and you have that thing of like, well, obviously they're going to get out, but when Ghost leaves the bunker and is like, she's got to bring them back, and she opens the door and saves them, and she saves them on multiple occasions when she doesn't have to. She was there to kill Yelena, right? Or no, sorry, she was there to kill Taskmaster. Yelena was there to kill her. So it's just this thing, and of course John Walker's annoying, and I think his character obviously becomes better by the end of it, but he's clearly annoying. I mean, like he's so full of himself that it's just so nice to see these characters again. And then we have the introduction of Robert Reynolds, or Bob, who is Sentry, and I think he did a really good job. It was hard. It was hard not to notice that Steven Yen was supposed to be Sentry, and they kept calling him Invincible. I thought that was very funny. I'm sure that was the tongue-in-cheek thing, of course, but I think he did a very good job. I'm interested to see how he's going to play in Avengers Doomsday, because he had to be like, I can't do stuff because if I do, the bad guy comes out, and I think that's an interesting thing. From a character who is an all-powerful kind of character, who's a Superman-esque character, where like he either's good or he's either bad, and it's like you don't know which one you're going to get, kind of what's going on. I think the overall feeling of the film being a mental health thing, I think was really great, and I think it was executed really well. I think centering the story around Yelena was perfect, but Bucky's in the film, and Bucky fits from a thematic perspective with this team, because all these people have done terrible crap, and they're all not great, but they want to be better, and they're trying to do better. And I think Bucky is like the OG of that, right? Obviously doing all the crap as Winter Soldier, and he didn't have a choice. And a lot of these people kind of their circumstances dictate who they become and the things they do, and it doesn't mean that they're the sum of their actions. And I think that's I think it's just a really well executed narrative, and kind of using that as the through line, and Bucky being kind of the poster child for that, because you think about he is the Winter Soldier and killed all these people and killed Tony Stark's parents, and obviously he regrets all those actions and things like that, and he's all the way to a point where he's a sitting congressman. Like he's able to bypass all that stuff to ultimately like try to put it all behind him. And, so I think centering the story around Yelena, even though Bucky has been a character we've known for forever, I think was a really good thing, because she's a newer character. We know so much about Bucky that it's like he doesn't need to be the main character. I don't know about the other characters being able to drive the story completely, but I think Yelena being the focal point was very, very good on their part. Florence Pugh is incredible, and she needs to be in as much Marvel stuff as possible. I think she is just she stole all the scenes in Hawkeye. She was incredible in Black Widow. She is genuinely one of the best things they've had as a character, and her character as just who she exists as is so good in the film. Don't want to knock Red Guardian. I think he did a really good job at being that, being her father and being that comic relief. And I think, I wish they would have jumped into a little bit more, because I'm sure that the distance between him and Yelena, he's probably grieving. He has his own way he's grieving of stuff. I think he has to be a strong father to Yelena, but also, his daughter died as much as her sister died with Natasha's death in Endgame. So they could have sat on that a little bit more, but all in all, I don't have really any critiques of the film. I was just, I think there's been a lot of people saying, oh, it feels like Marvel again. It feels like old school Marvel, and it does, because it's character focused. It's so centric to like, how do these characters interact? You put them in, the MCU is a sandbox of toys, and it's like, how do we have these characters be with each other? And I think that was why the movie shined as much as it did. Now, let's go into, I'm trying to think if there's anything else, because I talk about these things, I have no thoughts. My thoughts spew out of my mouth when I talk about these things, and there's no real cohesion behind it until I start talking. I'm trying to make sure there's nothing else I missed. Taskmaster dying was really whack, because that was it's unfortunate, because it's like, her costume was awesome and she could have been a fun thing, but I kind of get it, but it was still kind of up, whatever. So the fun thing about her saying these are the new Avengers, obviously is funny, and it's it's of course it's like it's the most Val and these characters. Oh, the name of the Thunderbolts. I also liked that they just he was just kind of being a smart ass. John was like, we're the Thunderbolts, because that's like her team thing as when she was a kid. And I like they didn't sit on it too much at being, first off, tied to Thunderbolt Ross, but also just being this thing of like, it was self-named in kind of a snarky way. So them being the new Avengers, I think, is interesting. And I would really like for, after all this stuff, if we get a new Avengers film and it's them doing something. And I think that would be an interesting dynamic to have, because in the comics you have the West Coast Avengers, you have the Champions, you have obviously X-Men, you have the Avengers. Like, you can have these groups of people be doing their own adventures, and it doesn't have to be this big giant conglomerate of everything saving the universe, which is fun, and I love that stuff. But like, we should have a series of films called The New Avengers that centers around this team. I think that would be fine. I think that would be great, and have them do their own stuff, especially because they're consisting of a lot of like secondary and side characters. That I think that would be a really good way to continually bring these people in to do fun stuff that maybe the Avengers can't do, because these guys are in a morally gray area. The other criticism I'm going to have, and I think part of it would have been rectified had stuff not been delayed and things like that, that this film probably could have come out 2 years ago, to give us a sense of, we have a couple years into a saga, we have a team up. A couple years into a saga, we have a team up. And I think, even if you don't call those Avengers films, I think they're important for a cohesive narrative and to understand these people's perspectives. Because when we get to Doomsday and if we see She-Hulk again, we've seen her once. If we see Moon Knight, we've seen him once. Like, that really makes it to where it's like, I'm just grabbing everybody I know that I've seen once. Shang-Chi being this amount of time, Shang-Chi being the second appearance in the MCU in the 616 continuity is criminal, because he's an incredible character. So that, I'm hoping that gets rectified in the future. But I really think that's what makes these kind of films important, because from an overall lore perspective, it really just kind of checks in with these guys and sees what they're doing. So, larger narrative, we get to the post-credit scene, and they've been running around for 14 months. Sam's Avengers, Captain America's like, yo, this is whack. I wish we would have seen an interaction between the two of them, but we'll probably see that play out in a Doomsday, because the teaser for Doomsday for that was filmed by wasn't filmed by the director of Thunderbolts. So we get to that. There's a space thing happening. They don't know what the space thing is, and then there's an interdimensional. I don't know if the space thing is the interdimensional passage, the interdimensional portal, or if it's a different space thing and they're just responding to it. But we see the Fantastic Four, a ship. So clearly things don't go well for them in their movie, and I'm super excited that this post-credit scene literally sets up the next film. We haven't had that happen in a very long time. So it has me very excited. It was a little bit spoiled for me because of Twitter, but really, if you're looking at the credits, it gets spoiled too, because they have the Fantastic Four theme in the credits prior to, like, before the scene comes up. But it's going to make me interested to see, like, are these going to be the guys that respond to that crash? Or is it going to be Captain America's Avengers, like the quote-unquote real Avengers responding to that? Are they all going to meet up and be like, yo, we're the real ones, get out of here, for comic relief? It almost feels like a Thanos is coming kind of moment. If they come crashing, they're like, Doom is coming, Galactus is coming. It almost feels like you're setting us up a similar thing. We'll see what happens. There may be, in classic Avengers stuff, they're going to probably fight for a little bit, because that's what happens when superheroes meet for the first time. They don't know each other, they fight each other. Or they do fight each other if they know each other, because they're brain controlled by Wanda. So, it ends up being that way. It really makes me excited for Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four nails it, which I feel like it is. This 3-movie run this year, so between Daredevil, Spider-Man, your friend in the neighborhood Spider-Man, and these movies, I think everything they've done has been stellar. Like, they've really knocked out of the park from a consistency perspective. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really interested to know what you guys thought of the film. Ended up being just a movie that I knew I'd like it because it's Marvel, but it ended up exceeding my expectations and becoming a film that I really enjoyed more than I thought. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.